Hey everyone, this is Tim from YourSixGaming. Today in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Gel Venture 6 trail running shoe. And I'm going to be doing two things. I'm going to be doing an unboxing section, and then I'm actually going to be testing these shoes in the field. Let's go ahead and jump into the video right now on YourSixGaming. So I just got my new running shoes today. Let's go ahead and open them up. Now, when it comes to online shopping, I'm usually really cautious because I don't get to try on the shoe before I buy them. So I tend to buy the same shoe over and over again whenever I buy something online. However, when I put on these shoes, I didn't have any problems with the sizing. And one of my favorite things about buying shoes online is the variety of different options you have to mix and match the different colors for the shoe. I just love the blue design in the shoe. It absolutely stands out. This is a trail running shoe, meaning it will have good uphill and downhill traction on all types of different terrains. In terms of pronation, this is a neutral shoe. Your foot will land on the outside of the heel and then roll inward to absorb shock and support your body weight. This will best support foot types that are normal arched, and during the push-off phase, there's an even distribution from the front of the foot. And here's a really good view of the bottom lugs. And here's a close-up of the side stitching. I've had a lot of shoes in the past that have had problems with just the stitching around the shoe in general. And right around the pinky toe is where I've had a lot of Asics shoes wear out on me. With my most recent pair of Asics shoes, I haven't had that problem for a while. So these shoes are looking really good. Now I'm eager to try them on. My initial impressions of trying on the shoes, the heel is quite stiff, and there's not a lot of flexibility when I move from heel to toe. I'm hoping this gets better as I run. I haven't mentioned the price yet, but these were $45 for me off of Amazon.com. And that seems to be a very fair price for these shoes. In the past, I have found myself buying shoes that are $120, so I'm thankful to not be spending that kind of money anymore. Now, I didn't get time to break these shoes in before I put them on. However, I want to do a review as I use these shoes. Now, let's go ahead and hit the track and try out these shoes firsthand. It was definitely time to buy new shoes. I could feel it in my back, my legs, my knees. Everything was aching, and that would be waking me up at night. In my old shoes, I had about 700 to 800 miles on them. I used to be a mail carrier, and I would wear them when I would deliver mail. So those shoes really took a pounding when I would have 11, 12-hour days of just walking. So I feel really great about buying a new pair of shoes right now. My back doesn't hurt when I'm running. My knees feel good. And every about 400 to 500 miles, you should be replacing your running shoes. And it definitely felt like it got to that point for me. So if you're having some of those problems, maybe think about buying a new pair of shoes. I love the Asics brand. I've always kind of gravitated towards them just because I tend not to get injured wearing these shoes, and they feel amazing on your feet. Okay, so first impressions are, I can definitely tell the heels on these shoes are quite hard. This caused me to run more on my toes versus on my heels. So as a result of that, it's kind of harder for me to roll my feet like I usually would in my previous Asics shoes. I'm still kind of getting used to how I have to run, but it feels like I have to run more on my toes with these shoes and landing in the midsole area. So I'm hoping after I'm done running today that these shoes aren't so hard. I don't know if I really enjoy just how stiff they are right now. However, in a few weeks, a few months, I think I actually will enjoy that stiffness as it slowly becomes a little bit less hard and a little bit more soft. These are my first time running in these shoes. I still like them though. They were $45 on Amazon. They look amazing. You can't complain. Now my foot type is actually kind of weird. I have one flat foot and the other foot is a high arch foot. So it's really difficult for me to find proper shoes. And these being a neutral shoes, it seems like they're fitting each foot quite well actually. And I think that's what I love most about these shoes right now, each foot feels like there's something that these shoes are providing them, be it stability or cushion. And running on the trail right now, I can definitely feel the bottom of my foot gripping the surface and propelling me forward with each step. However, running on this wet deck right here, it's very slippery with this surface on the bottom of the shoe. And I've noticed that any kind of wet surface like this, if it's not concrete, I definitely am losing my grip. However, a material like this, where it's like wet wood or mud for these shoes, this is gripping the dirt, the surface, the mud, and it's doing a really good job at it. Now that I have close to a few miles on these shoes, they definitely aren't as stiff as they were initially. I definitely don't feel as much in the heel of my foot, and I'm starting to break these shoes in. So there's definitely an adjustment period with these shoes. Maybe try wearing them around the house a little bit before you start running in them. Each passing mile, I'm loving these shoes more and more. Now, I've always been someone who's enjoyed Asics products the most out of any kind of running shoes, just because I find myself getting injured the least in these shoes. I was someone in college when I ran, I loved Nike products. However, every time I went high mileage with Nike products, I found myself getting injured, having knee problems, back problems. And with these shoes, Asics products, I think those are the best when it comes to running gear. So these shoes did a really good job at gripping the environment that were wood, dirt, mud. And when I ran on a wood surface that was wet, definitely could feel these shoes slipping. However, now that I'm running on the concrete surface right now, I can feel the bottom of these shoes gripping the concrete. Probably one of the best shoes I've ever had in terms of performance, in terms of gripping and traction when running on just blacktop or concrete. One thing I'm noticing right now, for training running shoes, these are definitely not the heaviest shoes I've ever had. I've had the Asics GT1000s, and those are definitely heavier than these shoes. I'd rate these shoes somewhere in between light and very heavy. Now, when it comes to wet grass, I do find myself sliding. However, I do feel a necessary amount of control whenever I do run on wet grass or attempt to slide. I don't feel like I'm going to land on my butt. So being one of my first pairs of trail running shoes, I can definitely see the clear advantage of why someone would want these shoes over a standard training shoes. And that really comes down to grip. After wearing these shoes running, I do enjoy these shoes, the light feeling that they provide and the traction on a variety of different surfaces. Also, they seem like they fit each kind of style of my foot, my flat foot and my high arched foot. Being a neutral shoe, that's something I'm looking forward to, the ability to comfort each of my foot types. Also, this shoe, it doesn't break the penny bank. It's only $45, and there's tons of different options you can choose from. I believe there's about a dozen. I have the blue kind of navy style to my shoes, and I love the look of these. For a cheap, effective running shoe, I definitely think these are worth a look. I recommend them. I love them right now, and I can't wait to put more miles on these shoes as the summer goes on. If this review of the YourSixAdventures shoes helped you out, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel down below, and check out some of the other videos coming up next on YourSix Studios.